Welcome to Special Guest Thursdays on the Final Boss podcast, where legends pull up, the mic gets hot, and the community gets loud. Each week, your host Turbo the CEO goes live with game changers, thought leaders, and culture shifters. From raw interviews to the hottest trending topics, and real talk on community impact. This is where voices rise and stories ignite. So buckle up, press play, and get ready to level up with Turbo. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement.
Welcome to the Final Boss podcast. Tonight, man, we have a special night. It's our 125th show. I say again, our 125th show, which is a means to celebrate and be celebrated. Look, I have a crazy panel tonight, man, full of all-stars in their own right, military personnel who took their career beyond the limits, right? They're highly efficient, proficient, super intelligent. These people are the definition of perennial greatness. And I'm here to bring them to you on this platform, the one and only Final Boss podcast. Let's give them a hand and bring it in, right? All right, man. So tonight, man, listen, what a show. I am here. And before we get started, man, and get into our guest, I'm going to introduce them in a minute. And before I get into our quote of the day, our brass tacks, we have some admin notes, and we're going to be quick because tonight look, the show's going to be long, so I'm going to get into the brass tacks in a second. Everyone out there, to the smarts, to the warriors, to the motivators, to my final bosses, and somebody is a ghost. They keep disappearing, but they'll be back. Thank you. Keep emailing us. Keep making sure you DM us. Listen, and go check out the new website, man. The new website is out there. It's www.thefinalbosspodcast, all one word.com. Again, www.thefinalbosspodcast, one word.com. Go check that out, man. You can leave us messages. You can DM us. And make sure you're following us. If you're not following, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Kick, LinkedIn, Spotify, man, YouTube. We're everywhere. And now that we're on a pod page, we have our own website. We just expanded, and we're on 20 more different podcasts and social media platforms. So, boy, I got that out. Man, let me tell you. All right. Tonight's episode number 125. 125, people. 125. And listen, this is it's called Solid Voices Are Being Heard. I said, solid voices are being heard. You got me? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And we're going to go ahead and get to the panel because I know they are waiting patiently. But, you know, I can't do it yet. I have to do the brass tacks. And tonight's brass tacks comes from General Douglas MacArthur. General Douglas MacArthur is bringing in the brass tacks for tonight. And here it is. Duty, honor, country. Those three hollow words reinadvertently dictate what you ought to be, what you can be, and what you will be. From General Douglas MacArthur. Let's give it up for him. Let's give it up for him, man. All right. So, Our first guest is none other than my beautiful auntie. She needs no real introduction. She's been on here a few times. We have retired Colonel Camilla White. Listen, if you guys don't know, the pauses add depth into the conversation. You can't hear who can hear me?
I can hear you.
Everybody hear me? Colonel White, check your settings.
Where's Miko?
She's the ghost of the evening. Huh? What did you? I couldn't hear. What did you say? Somebody message Colonel White for me. I don't think she's I don't think she can hear us. Check your sound. Okay, so we have Colonel Camilla White, right? Followed by Colonel Malik Freeman, followed by Captain Jeff Brown, followed by Chief Warrant Officer Nikki Williams, followed by Master Sergeant Miko Reed, and myself, none other, the disabled veteran who's still in the fight. And that's our panel for tonight. How's everyone feeling?
Feel good.
Very well.
Right.
Feeling good.
Good.
Feeling
Okay.
good.
Where's the ghost?
I don't know where the ghost is.
Where is the ghost, man?
She said she
We
got
can't
kicked
see.
out. She said she got kicked out. Is she in the waiting room?
I don't know. She's not. No, she shouldn't be. Oh, she's back.
Okay.
Okay, she's back. All right. So,
Where
real
is
quick.
she?
I don't know. She came in. She was out. She came back in. I don't know where she's at.
Well, you know how we do in the military. We keep going.
We keep going.
Miss Movie.
Marching. We keep marching. And the army keeps rolling along.
Listen to listen, Fighter Boss Nation, man. Look. This is episode number 125. I am the Final Boss, and I just told you guys where you can follow us at on all platforms. You know how we do it on here. No filters. We're bringing the best conversations to you. No sugarcoating. Just real talk and real people who've been in the trenches. These people have been in the trenches, and I'm not just talking metaphorically, right? This episode 125. When we first started this journey, I didn't know if we'd make it to the 25th, but here we are. Here we are, man. 75 episodes away from the glorious 200th episode, which will be around the corner since we're doing 4 episodes a week. And then, right,
Wow.
we're launching season 4. And we're marking this moment with something special and something necessary with this beautiful panel, which represents 150 years of combined military service. 150 years of combined military service. We've got colonels who've commanded thousands. We got a warrant officer who knows anything and everything. They're the experts. She's the SME. Listen to and stay with me. Listen to what I'm telling you. And all these and look, we've got a captain who's semi still in the fight, right? We've got a retired master sergeant who's the backbone of every unit. And look, NCOs lead the way, right? Everybody knows that. Go ahead. Let's give it up to the NCOs. Let's give it up for the officers. Let's just give it up for everybody, man. Look, and then you have me, the disabled vet who's still in the fight. And tonight's episode, silent voices are being heard. If you've been paying attention to what's happening in our military, in our communities, in our country, you know exactly why we're here. So buckle up, turn off your distractions. This is a conversation we need to have, and let's get into it. Let's get into it, people. Let's get into it. The ghost is. We just gonna look. Ghost, can you stop playing games, Ghost?
I don't. Is she back?
Yeah, she said she backstage.
I don't know. Oh, she backstage.
Oh, yeah.
Does she need?
Bring her in.
Do I need to add her again?
Yeah,
I think so.
Bring her
Oh, okay.
All my life I had to fight. Goodness gracious.
You gotta let us know, man.
But you know,
All right.
it's cool. I'm here now. Thank you.
Okay. So, I've already introduced everyone, and you know, we're going to start this conversation, and we're going to begin with all the problems. And trust me, we're going to address them. We're going to come up with some solutions. But I want to start where we all want to be. We're not here and afraid. We're heading forward and moving forward, because hope isn't soft, a passive thing you wish for. Hope is strategy. Hope is looking at division and saying, nah, not on my watch. It's not on our watch. We're going to find a way forward. Every single person on this panel has built teams, has taken people from different backgrounds, different perspectives, different levels of trust, and forged them into something cohesive, something powerful. And right now, we are a powerful unit in this panel. And man, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be sitting here and ready to have these conversations with you guys, man. It is unreal that we are all here. And let's begin. First question, right? First question is going to the beautiful Colonel White. Question number 1. What collaborative breakthroughs are emerging when communities choose unity over division? Did she hear me?
Nope.
Who is it?
Colonel White.
Colonel White.
I don't think she hear you.
Is she stuck?
I don't know.
What did you say, Malik?
She can hear me.
She can hear.
Yes, I can hear you, Malik. I heard Jeff talking, but that's it. I can't hear anybody
You heard
else.
Miko? Can
Turbo.
you hear me?
Oh, you. Give me a second.
can't hear
Give me a
Turbo.
second. Let me.
No, I
Hold
cannot.
on.
Can you hear us now? Colonel White, can you hear me?
Colonel White, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Colonel White, can you hear me?
Can you hear
So
me?
what's happening? We can hear you, but Turbo can't hear you. You can't hear him.
She can't hear us, right?
No, I can't.
You only can hear me.
Yes.
So that's something's off, and I think he's trying to log off and log back on. So that's what's happening. Yep, he tried.
So we can repeat.
to,
We can repeat the question to her. He wrote all of them.
Yeah, but I think he's trying to. He's doing, look. He's doing a Frago, right?
What you think when people come together? You know, we unify. What you think about it?
Yeah. You know,
I think we're gonna be doing the Million Man March again, right? black.
Can you hear me now?
I
Can you hear
still
me now?
can't hear him.
We can't hear you.
Wow. Okay.
well,
Man.
do you want?
Well,
Well, somebody can read the question to her, and then she can. You can hear her though, right? There you go.
I'm gonna read the question to Colonel White.
Okay.
Colonel White, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So the question for you is: what collaborative breakthroughs are emerging when communities choose unity over division? And its follow-up is why it works. Positive framing, solution focused, universally appealing, invite storytelling. So that's the question. What collaborative breakthroughs are emerging when communities choose unity over division?
Some of the collaborative breakthroughs in the community when they realize that it's time for them to pull together as one. They realize that it is time for them to understand each other's needs. Let everything else be put to the side. Go away from the color of the skin. Go away from the education, but take in that, hey, that's my neighbor.
Yeah.
My neighbor needs me. My neighbor just got laid off because two parties can't come to the same decision for the American people. So when we realize that, that's when collaborative efforts bring unity into a community, because we know we need each other, because the left has a generator, but the right doesn't have a generator. So everybody's going to go where? To the house that has the generator, because that's a house where everybody's going to need to gather to stay close. As JB stated the other night, everybody come to his house, come to his land, come where he can provide. That's what the collaborative effort is going to bring in the future for all of us. We're going to have to do that. We have to knuckle down and forget about our color of our skin, forget about our education, forget about who's who, and we're going to have to come together as one.
And Turbo, can I add on to what Colonel White said?
Absolutely.
Hometown Buffalo, New York. We had a young lady get beat with sticks at a local store. It was brutal. They literally, it was some individuals that were not from our country that owned a local store, and the word got out via social media of what occurred. And the next day, thousands of folks showed up at that store and the police shut it down.
Wow.
I bring that up because the power of social media. We have technology now where you can reach across the world from your front room. So when thinking what Colonel White said, unity in the community, well, everybody came out and it made an impact, and those individuals were prosecuted. But if that social media platform wasn't there, that might have got brushed under the rug. So Turbo, what you're doing with your social media platform is providing an area for us to collaborate and give our story back and to build unity. And the last point I want to make is when we're going through pain, that's when people seems to pay attention.
Yeah.
When everybody, that's when people come together, when it impacts their pockets, their bellies, or their bottom line. Right. So now the threat before, they messing with these people. They messing with the Latinos. They messing with the folks who different communities. Now they messing with Black folks or different folks. Now we want to fight. And we can't keep talking about what Martin Luther King did, because that was 50, 60 years ago. But we do have to use the history lessons and apply it to modern times. And I'm going to stop there.
Absolutely.
What did they do? And I'm going to stop.
I want to add in on.
But you have to use history. You have to look at the lessons learned from the past, because the past really is your future. And you take those lessons learned from there, they're definitely applicable today, but it's how we use it today. We didn't have social media like that back then. We didn't have AI then. So we can take what he taught us, integrate that into AI, integrate that into the podcast like everybody's doing now, the one Dwight's doing out here, educating the population. Because the educated population is going to make a better decision as they face things in life, like we're facing now. And because we're better educated than what we were then, we're able to utilize and pull forward a lot of the technology that's at our fingertips to help us as we go through this journey. Because it is going to be a journey for the world. And we're going to have to reach back at our lessons learned and put them on that placard today. And then go forward, because it's a lot out there.
It is. It absolutely is. Battalion, Thank you for that. And you know,
what is he saying?
Tell her I said thank you.
I wanted to add to that. She said, I wanted to add to that.
Go, please. Listen, if you want to add, just add
just
to
jump in.
Just jump in.
Yeah, I'm going in and out, but I wanted to also piggyback off of that. Something that is really not discussed because of, the way we're living in social media now. Everything is just so fast paced, right? Something that we kind of have missed, that I do believe that collaborative breakthroughs and unity is trust. I think when you start to cross the boundaries and you build these collaborations with, say, the pastor going into the schools, the small businesses going into nonprofits, it starts to build trust. And you can kind of imagine a community, bigger than yourself. And I think that is the important piece that we kind of lack. We don't have enough trust because I mean, come on now. It's difficult to trust when all of this stuff is going on. But when we start to collaborate, we start to see the people as human versus just a number.
Yeah.
And what I was wondering is, why is it?
Wow, I'm missing the conversation.
Yes, I'm sorry for you. Why is it that we only have unity in the community when there's something that happens? Is it because there's lack of trust and we only do it when we're forced to trust each other? Is that the reason because it's on a normal day when nothing is happening, why can't it just be unity at all times? Why is it when there's a struggle or something happens?
And
I'll tell you why. I did
go ahead, Jeff.
The whole week at CBC, right?
You
got to be in a fraternity. You got the woman's thing. And back in the day, we used to do everything together. We got too many subcultures amongst Black people. You got to be, in a fraternity, in a sorority, and some sort of small subculture instead of us working together as a whole. And let me tell you, I realized that women communicate better than men.
You just realized that?
That's when you go to church. Remember, the women was the backbone of our communication. They was the first internet. And I think society has pulled the Black woman away from the Black man. And that's what I saw. I saw the woman's this, the woman's that, the woman's this. The guys was just kind of walking around like, hey, yeah, that's cool. Hey, what's that? We'll network. But the woman was having organized events. Everything was organized. I volunteered with the women's Subwick, which is the women's construction organization. You know what I mean? There wasn't even a male version of that. So we got to get back together and not have to be in a subculture to be in a room together because we can't afford to. You know what I mean? Like we have no leadership. African Americans don't have leadership right
now. Well, to touch back on to what my aunt had just said, she just spoke of. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes. Oh, good.
Oh boy.
Yes. The gang's all back together. Unity in the community. Look at that. Conflict, great trust.
Oh man. You mentioned something very profound in your statement, right? And in that you mentioned, well, actually, Nikki, Warrant Officer Nikki, she mentioned something. And she mentioned why it take conflict or adversity for us to come together as a community. These moments right here, I like to call coming to Jesus moments, right? A lot of us are devout, faithful, Christian, or whatever your religious belief is. Some of us are part-timers, right? A lot of times when you're a part-timer, you go to Jesus or you go to whoever you're worshiping when you need it, right? Like the life is good, money is flowing, bills are getting paid, relationships is on point, and then here comes the conflict. Because it happens, right? Because as I always say, you're either in a storm, going through the storm, or coming out of the storm. So in any of those elements right there, you're running to pray up. You're running to ask for deliverance of whatever you're going through. So I call that the coming to Jesus moment. And that is exactly why we wait to the last minute to decide, you know what, it's time for us to come together. Meanwhile, the whole world is falling apart. But now we say, you know, it's time. Now is the time. But yeah, that was very profound of you to say that.
Yeah.
Anybody you got anything else or? No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We need to throw big
right.
black family cookouts again and just everybody's involved.
Hey, look,
Like,
man, family reunions too, man.
It was very. The Black Caucus was very, very, very segregated. And I'm telling you, it was bad.
That's interesting.
Everybody was just kind of. We're very separated right now. You got to understand. You got to be in a frat. I mean, think about it. We're even divided.
You're saying we're separated in the black community,
But then the subculture.
Yes, the subcultures.
Yeah.
Think about it. How many different? And then at this point, you got the AKAs talking crap about the Deltas in the same. We in the same building.
That's always. But that's always. That's always been like that.
This is CBC. This is Black problem. We
Yeah,
ain't
but
talking about.
are they doing it in a malicious way, or is that just
Yes. That's what
camaraderie
I'm
that's supposed to be?
Like, it was like, I'm like, look, y'all, these are Black problems. These are not subculture problems. We here. This is supposed to be something that we're supposed to be trying to create to fix us. And me, I'm not gonna hold my tongue. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, yo, we Black. We can't afford. They are down the clock back on us right now. You know what I mean? We can't afford to be about it. They saying it to our face. You know what I mean?
Listen, they trying to take us back to slavery days. So
You
we
hear me?
don't really
are.
any room to be being divided.
The president
not
just
right
said
now.
there's 2 N-words.
Right.
Yes, he did.
Well,
too.
Listen, we're gonna get into that, right? We're gonna get into all of that. Let's go with this is open air. Anybody can answer, right? We're going with question number 2. How are ordinary citizens creating extraordinary solutions to serve those most vulnerable in their neighborhoods? Who want to pick that up?
Niggas can't swim.
I think. Oh,
No, I'm gonna take that one. No, and I'm gonna contract. That's not true. My son is one of the top competitive swimmers, and his team, which is mostly Black, beat most teams when they go other places. So we can't put Black people in one cup. There's diversity.
I was being facetious. I'm a state champion. I own a state record.
That's what I'm saying. But the Black community has always had demographic plurality within it. The talented 10%. Remember them?
Yeah.
You know, look at this shirt you got on, brother. Howard University. That's part of the talented 10%. My daughter is a student at Howard University, and I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the first Greek letter organization in the United States. So understand that the Niagara movement, which was an early part of the century, 1906, 1904, the Niagara movement, what they did is W.E. Du Bois got all these organizations together, and they formed, what came out of that was the Black Greek organizations, the Urban League. A lot of progressive Black organizations came out of that. When you mentioned about the argument amongst the fraternities, that's been going on since the time it began.
Yeah.
That's part of the process. But at the
understand that part. That's not the part.
Hold on. But the National Black Pan-Dash Council is the organization that encompasses all the Black Greek letter organizations.
Yes,
and
it
puts
does.
it under one umbrella.
Divine
So that
Nine.
part, when we make statements, we got to understand that there's individual issues, but there's collectively, you got the Urban League, National Pan-Dash Council, and you got all these organizations came out of the Niagara movement, which was genius. What we need is a modern day Niagara movement. And that, what they were talking about back then, they were fighting for jobs, economic opportunity, voter rights, education. What has changed? So when we gotta focus on not sound bites or isolated incidents, but we gotta look at what these organizations, what they do over time. And I'm gonna tell you, brother, our organizations are in the streets. I saw AKAs picking up trash the other day. The Alphas going and doing reading to kids. The Masons, We got to use these organizations that have been in place and continue. These organizations are time tested over hundreds of years, and they're the backbone. Your shirt you got on, the HBCUs, the Black Greek organizations, the Baptist Church, and some of the other infrastructure is the base of the Black community. You're living in the most prosperous Black community in the United States, Prince George's County. That's the mecca of Black power right here. So what we got to do is use these systems and the church, the Greek letters organizations, the Masons, the Eastern Star. All these folks have been around a long time, and they out there doing service. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna stop.
Let me respond.
And most politicians and most people in corporate offices are part of those Greek letters organizations that came from the HBCUs.
Yep.
Well, hey, Jeff, before you respond, I gotta ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, sir. That is amazing, right? And I'm gonna compare that to people who go to church. People who go to church, the congregation is full. What about those who are not in the church? What about those who are not part of those organizations, who are not receiving the information and the collaboration and the what is it called? The unity, right? Because we need them too.
The problem,
how we get the word out to them.
The brother has a good point. I'm not undercutting what he's saying, because we do have the talented Tim still exists, and Colonel White know what that means, right? We got some Black folks that are very bougie and uppity and look down on. What did Chris Rock say? I love Black people, but I hate, right? And we
N-word.
Right.
We know them people.
And then we get, and you know what? There's been social studies that's shown that 35% of Black people think negatively of Black people. Everybody that wears this color don't mean they're on our team.
Amen. Amen.
It's been that way since the beginning of time.
But that's because they panned us against each other in the beginning of time.
Yeah.
They forced us
the
to
biggest friend in the world is the military veterans. By the way.
Yeah. So how do we get all those groups collectively to work together to push the agenda, which is everybody needs a job, education, healthcare, right? Basic stuff. How do we
start here? We start building systems here.
I mean,
we start right now, right here. That's how we do it.
That's how we do it.
I mean,
that's how we do it.
Because those are still the minority. Even though,
hey Jeff, turn your volume up. Jeff, turn your volume up.
Okay, even though we know about Black women and stuff, we're still 90% of the victims of swimming, of drownings. We're still 90% of drownings. So that's what I mean. Like, it's just, we're not doing anything. I mean, outside of, like, I've pledged and supposedly still online, but I'm like, we shouldn't have to do these things. I mean, we shouldn't have to be in a special organization. It should be like how I opened up my home. I literally care about everybody that I meet. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to have pride in some organization because we can't afford to have to be in a special subculture to move forward. That's what I'm trying to say. And so, we need to like I said, we need to be more like the Jews. The Jews took care of the Jews.
Whoa, hold on. You can't use those words, bro. That shadow bandits.
The Jews is a race?
Yeah.
I'm
telling you, man.
No. Good catch, Dwight. Good catch.
Look. After the Holocaust, the Jews said that they was going to take care of them and they wasn't going back. That was speaking positively of them. And they came up a way so they never went back. That's why they running everything. And we need to be the same way. So,
but you know what? There's a key element in that. There's a key element in that you just mentioned. They came together. It's organized.
That's what I'm saying.
We need to. We need to be organized as a people, as a community, as we're all on this journey together, and it's coming together. And it's coming to a head. And the head, right? Everybody sees what's happening. It's in the air. All of it's going to come to a head, right? And there's going to be a point where we all come together, and it's going to be right there. If you get what I'm saying.
I tell you, if you at a party and a girl will say, I was just at a party the other day with Taurus and Nelson, and there was some AKAs and there was some Deltas there, and the girl was like, "No, I'm not in a sorority." They was like, "Oh."
Yeah, well, that's
just
they don't mean it. They don't mean that. That is nothing but
it
love. You know, because I am a Sigma Phi Psi to my heart, okay? But I'm not going to put another sister down in a sorority. Yes, you know, we have the sisterly love, we have the rivalry. Yes, we do. But when rubber meets the road, you better believe all of us going to be right on that front row, holding hands together, doing what we got to do.
I hope so.
And I think it's just like friend groups. You know, when you're at a place and me and my friends, we're together and it's another group of Black friends together, that doesn't mean we don't like each other. That means that you just got little pockets. But when it's time for, like you say, the rubber to hit the road, we all out there fighting together.
I don't trust that.
Yes. And you know what? That may be the reason why we haven't come together as one up until the end, because we don't trust each other. Just like
we got
Miko said.
It's always And you know, the thing back to just to bring this back to your question, Dillard, our ordinary citizens, like, what are they doing to create these extraordinary situations? They are acting without permission. Ordinary citizens, they have their feet on the ground. It's grassroots. They see their neighbor. If they go, it's an empty refrigerator. They see a vet that can no longer get a ride to their appointment. Like, these are the people. And then if they start acting, it creates a ripple effect in the community. And that is how they become extraordinary, because they're not waiting for permission. They're acting. They're the solution for that community. Now, if we can get that on a greater scale, then we have something. But right now, I don't know who's doing that. I don't know which community is doing that right now.
Actually, you know, that's a great example, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate everyone's comments and feedback. Veterans have gotten together and putting something together down in Union Station. Have you guys been down there?
Where?
No.
Down Union Station.
Yes.
There's a content creator. His name is Jolly. I can't remember. His name is Jolly, right? He has gathered veterans from all walks of life, and they're camping out down at Union Station, and they have General Milley's speech playing on a loudspeaker loudly over and over again, getting the message out of what we need to be taking action on. And he's playing it right in front of the National Guard soldiers, right? Playing it right there in front of the National Guard soldiers. So there are examples of it, and in my opinion, that's extraordinary work. And he and his team have put together collaborative efforts, and they're going against these movements. Wherever the National Guard is being deployed, they're going where they are going. And people are making donations to his organization, which allows them to travel and do the things that they're doing to get the real message out. So I applaud him, and I applaud you guys, man. Great collaborative effort.
That brings me to a thought. Is then, if that is the case, is this something that is taught? Because, you know, when we're in the military, when you first go in, you don't know anybody, but you are taught to, this is my brother on the right and left of me, and you have their back no matter what. So is it something that's learned to be not to be ordinary? And then as kids, we teach our kids to be nice, be kind, be friendly. Most of us, we try to at least. So maybe it's not something that you just wake up one day and you're like that. Maybe it's something that's taught. You're taught to be that way. Because right now, today, anybody that say I'm a veteran, for some reason, I feel like I have a connection with them. Like, you are my brother and my sister.
No
strings attached. We just gonna look out.
Exactly.
I think camaraderie is taught. Camaraderie is definitely taught. When you wear the uniform, you have a clear understanding that your first purpose is to defend this country against foreign and domestic.
You got me spitting General orders over here.
Yeah. So when we're in uniform, anything can happen. You know, you might be going to combat in the back of your head. That's why you're wearing a uniform. Whether you went to join the military for better skill set, get a pay for college, whatever your reasons were, running from what was happening in your community, like me. So, not necessarily running, but yeah, in that in that tense. When you have those elements, your battles is left, right, front, and rear, and you know that you guys are training together. You're getting smoked together. You're getting disciplined together.
Yeah.
You know, if one F's up, everybody F's up. It's that creates camaraderie. That is taught. And you're right, Nikki. As veterans, every time I meet a veteran, I feel like we're family. I know this person is, no matter what their skin color is, we are in it for the same fight. So, man, listen. Anybody want to answer
that well, and that's what blacks have lost. We have that struggle.
But there's a reason for that, Jeff. You know what the reason is, man. It's orchestrated. Come on, bro. You know that. Yeah.
From the beginning, from way back in slavery time, they have pushed us against each other. You know, that's why they go back to crab. They talk about us like crabs in a barrel. You know, that's a negative connotation. Every time I hear it, I kind of cringe. But they taught us that way. You know,
but you know, Colonel White,
men in front of us. You know, we can't. That's what's wrong with us. We have got to get beyond that. And we have got to pull together. Yes, you know, we're all veterans. We're all taught camaraderie. We're all taught that if I'm in that foxhole with you to my right, you got my back.
Yeah.
But our kids aren't taught that unless we teach them that.
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
So
absolutely.
Everything starts at home. If you're not taught that at home, when you walk out your front door, you're not going to execute it out your front door.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything we have to begin at home.
Yes.
If the parents don't teach the kids color, they don't grow up color. My mom and dad didn't raise me color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't experience a color thing until the Army bracked me to Huntsville, Alabama. Redstone Arsenal, okay? You want to talk about that, okay? So, you know, because I wasn't raised that way. But it was an eye-opener when I got to Huntsville, Alabama, without a doubt. But
you want to share what year that was?
Oh my God. Oh Lord, it was 2011. I bracked to Huntsville, Alabama in 2011 for Fort Belvoir.
The mass joint.
Okay. All right.
So that's what I'm saying. If you gotta start, somewhere. And all the marches that we're having all over, and I'm gonna say all over the world now, because the world is being affected by what is being done in this country, the United States of America. It's just not affecting us, it's affecting the world. So you have marches from one end to the other end, and you have people out there trying to bring the world, I didn't say just one ethnic group, but the world together, because it's going to take the world to fight this, not just one ethnic group. It's going to take the world.
That's true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all the feedback, man, and the comments. Let's move on to question number 3. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
How do we honor the legacy of pioneers while creating pathways? Listen to this question.
What?
Wait, hold on. I'm not finished because listen, stay with me.
We ain't studying for that.
Right, man.
Hold on.
Not SAT question.
How do we honor the legacy of pioneers while creating pathways that make their struggles unnecessary for future generations?
Oh,
I
Ooh, make
fought
it
a
Mm.
unnecessary.
No,
Silent in the room.
Who want to take?
Who want to take
No,
it?
I think they kind of touched on that already when they talked about do we still Martin Luther King was 50 years ago, but do we still need to talk about him today? And I think the question was, and the answer was yes, we still remember what he fought for and what he did for us back in the day. And but it paves the way for our younger generation to do something more profound. Yes, he started us on this step, but you step on my step and you keep climbing up that ladder. So yes,
Yeah,
But
Maya
so
Angelou
yes,
said that. She said, you get on, she said, we need the younger generation. The younger generation needs us so they can stand on our shoulders. And we need them
Absolutely.
so we can hoist them forward to the next one. So
yes.
Mhm.
absolutely. Yeah.
I I
Yeah.
I I I do this to everyone that I meet. I do some speeches. I have a nonprofit, and I talk to these leaders, and I say, hey, when do you think Harriet Tubman died? I ask everybody that question, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Average person thinks 1800s. Harriet Tubman
19.
died 1913.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
They've done a great job with erasing our history.
Yeah.
Mitch
Oh,
McConnell got up
absolutely.
there and was like, slavery was a long time ago. No, it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
It
grandmother
was
was
not.
born in 1921.
Mm.
My
Mm-hmm.
parents was blasted by a water hose. My parents. So understand that
Yeah.
that was unfathomable for me to understand that my parents was the water fountains, right? Understand that I'm first
Yeah.
generation college. Now understand that our kids, that's their norm.
Yeah.
And
Right.
we look at our
Wait,
kids
hold on.
sometimes.
You just said something. Hold on,
Yeah.
Jeff. Hold on. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. There's a flag on the play. Good flag, though. Listen. Good flag on the play. You just said you first generation. I'm first generation male. Graduated from college. What generation are you, sir?
Several generations.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Bougie.
Auntie, you first generation.
First generation.
First generation.
Yep.
What are you, Miko?
I think for women, I'm first generation. Yeah.
What are you, Nikki?
I'm second generation.
Okay. That
Mhm.
in itself speaks volumes.
Yeah.
We're 200 years behind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at it from that aspect. Generations of families before us, and we're the first generation to graduate from college.
Wow. Yeah.
Let that marinate in your spine.
Mm.
Looking at my son,
That's deep.
sounding like the white kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's
what?
and my child too.
He said to
Me,
me,
mine too.
"Dad, where's my Avion water?"
Yes. My son
Yeah.
wanted Wagyu. He said, Mom, is this Wagyu steak?
He said,
What?
"Hey, I'm still mad about that right now, bro." I
Yeah.
won the Olympic trials in '99, and I brought that Avion water in my Olympic bag to my mom and gave it to her as a
Yeah.
gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so
Yeah.
we have to understand where we are, and our kids, they don't even know what that is. They don't even know that ain't happened. That ain't happened. I remember when Disney flicked the wand and made the color appear. I thought that my mother and them grew up and it was black and white outside, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Yeah.
done.
I was like, Mom, like, how was it
Yeah.
black and white outside? Like, and Disney, like Walt Disney made color appear? Like, understand that, right? That's us. We saw that. So my
Yeah.
son is so
Right.
removed from that. So his norm, his dad is college, got a master's degree. That's basic. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we got to be aware of our kids and how far they are as well too. And it kind of creeps us out. And so and we got to make an adjustment because, you know, and I'm really struggling with that. We need to be, you know, talking.
But do
we
we
first
do we
generations did that.
do we allow them forget what slavery was like? Do we allow them to take it out of schools and no longer teach history about what our ancestors had to go through to make
they're
us be
trying
where
to
we are
do,
today?
We don't
But we
allow
shouldn't.
them. They did it. We didn't
Yes,
allow
They did
it.
it.
but
We
we
Yeah.
still
fighting
we
for
still
it.
can
We're
have
fighting
we still have a responsibility ourselves
to
to
teach our
continue to
kids. Yep.
absolutely, we have to teach our kids ourselves, because when
Yep.
our kids go to school, yes,
Yep.
they're going to learn what they learn in school, but you also still have to parent when they come home as well. You
Yeah.
can't expect the teacher to do
Absolutely.
everything.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
no, I want my
That is
kid to
correct.
know about slavery. I like you, my mother was
They
picking
need to.
cotton in the fields. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yeah.
She needs to know that
Yeah.
there's a struggle that allowed you to be here today, not that you just got this easy street where you can drink Avion water whenever you want.
Absolutely.
Man,
Right.
hey,
And
Hunter,
listen,
I know my son. Hunter, that boy
when
is
you
woo.
But you know what though? I got to throw something
when
in
you
here. I'm gonna throw a curveball.
hold on, sir.
Okay.
When you don't recognize the past, you are guaranteed to repeat
To
it.
repeat it.
You have to
Right.
recognize the past. The
Mm.
past is necessary for us not
Yes.
to repeat it. And on top of
Because
that, we were talking about education. We have to make sure that this narrative of not getting educated that is in the wind. Oh, you don't need a college education. Oh, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. They don't want you to be educated. They don't want our
Mhm.
kids to
Information
be
killer.
educated. They don't want their kids to be educated. We have to be the pillars to make sure
Mhm.
that we are pushing the agenda of you need to be educated. It's 2025. What are you talking about not
Yeah.
educated?
Yeah.
Right.
The flow of information and things you may study may change. Instead of going to school and learning something basic in college, like say we still need chemists, we still need scientists, we still need mathematicians, because who's going to be doing the ethics and building these AI platforms,
Mhm.
right?
Hey, you know
We
what?
need to take hold on, Jeff. We need to make sure that our thought processes are in line with what's happening in the world. You start taking AI classes, you start taking
Mhm.
courses of robotics, you start doing engineering. That's how we stay ahead and aligned with
Yeah.
the education piece instead of doing things that was in the past. You know what I mean? So go ahead, sir. Your point.
No, I think I got to throw this in here. I'd like the
Go ahead.
discussion, but I think we're missing a big issue here. My daughter, one day I was talking to my daughters and I went off. I said, "You're going to wind up in the projects." They said, "Dad, what are projects, right?" They didn't know what the hell.
What our project?
Yeah.
What a project,
Yeah.
right? And so they didn't grow up in the 80s. They don't know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
But I will say this. We in our community, when we get a car, a house, a job, a nice suit, we go on a cruise, we think we arrived. But you haven't arrived.
Right.
Amen. Amen.
I exposed my son to a school that could not being bougie, and I was doing Uber and Lyft to pay for it. But he went to one of the top Catholic schools in Towson, Maryland.
Okay.
But they played lacrosse. And he was out of 95 students, there's only 5 brown boys. And he said some of them brown boys don't act like us, Dad. But them kids, you think because your kids talking about avian water, he said, Dad, some of these kids have maids. And they have their fathers own companies and corporations. And when they graduate, they're going to get jobs. And they're going to have a job already. And what they're teaching their children. So this Savage Inequality, which is a book written in 1991 by Jonathan Console, talks about the educational gap in America. And we're talking about teaching about computers when they're not learning, when we behind in basic STEM classes. Our kids are behind because public schools are not getting with some of these private schools. So we thinking we arrived, but when these kids' parents own corporations, it makes you realize that you think you're the big fish, but we got a lot of work to do.
We got a long way to go.
We got a long way to go. We have to start exposing our kids to different cultures and community. And my son had a rough time, but he could swim, and they thought he was there for football because they see a kid look like him, but he could swim. And my other daughter played tennis. I sent her in Hunt Valley to play. So I exposed my children to different cultures and different things, and it was easy, but it expanded their horizons. Right. So that what I'm saying is we got to get networks where we have opportunities from tutoring to internships, because our children, when they graduate, when I'm looking at resumes as a manager, and my kids got fast food, and the other kids got, well, I worked at this company in a corporation as an internship. Who gonna get the job?
Yeah.
We think we big fish, but we got to be bigger fish.
Right.
And there are there's a lot of black companies and corporations out here that we have to tap. Now, I want to say this last statement. Black folks in America generate over $2 trillion a year. If we were a country, we would be 14th in gross domestic product in the world. Black African Americans, 43 million of us, are the wealthiest, most educated group of people that will be, if we were a country by ourselves, would be 14th in the world.
Yeah, but how is
our
that
dollars don't stay with us?
How is that compared to the white people though? Because you got your kids at that school and you work extra to do that, but the white people that's there, the 95% of the school that's white, they don't have to work extra jobs to do that. So we kind of at a disadvantage of being where they are on that same level. Yeah, we can shoot it and do this, but at the end of the day, when your son walk in and a white boy that went to a public school that got half this education as yours, they walk in and they're sitting at the table, who do you think they're gonna get a job to if six of the people already on the panel is
we know that already.
Yeah, we can expose them to it.
Well, I'll let you know. A solution.
We have to expose our kids more than what we're showing them. We got to get them more. We got to get them tutoring. There's kids can't read. There's kids that need math tutors. And we talking about sending them to the AI. Well, if you can't basic trigonometry, how you gonna you don't know basic? We got to get back to the Colin Powell. I'm gonna say this. Colin Powell had his last podcast with us officers, the Rocks. His last he stayed on there for 2.5 hours. And Colin Powell said this, and I'm gonna share this with this. He said, we got to get back to helping the NAACP. We got to get back to helping our youth and our kids and teaching them. We have to get back to owning businesses and helping support our business. If Target don't want to help DII program, why the hell are we going to Target?
Right.
And why Jimmy Kimmel came back on TV? Because people stopped investing in Disney. It hurt their the Montgomery bus cut in the Wall Street, in the Black Wall Street. They said it disappeared. Well, I was in Tulsa a month ago. Black Wall Street is still there. Why don't we talk about it? They're still there, brothers and sisters.
Wow.
Yeah, two survivors, 113 women, 2 black women, 112 years old. And I walked on Tulsa with a black massacre occurred, and there's still businesses there. Why don't we talk about that?
Well, you know what? That brings up a question, and I know that's not one of your educated questions, final boss. But why do we not support each other? Why do we rather spend our money with someone that looks different than us? Why don't we spend our money in our own culture?
Because they told us, well, desegregation would not knocking desegregation, but it actually destroyed our community. It destroyed the businesses. And it hurt us. Now, that might not sound politically correct, but there used to be in Tulsa, there were black banks, they had airplanes. You dropped a bomb on me, the Gap Band, which is from Tulsa.
Yeah.
There was black oil companies. So desegregation actually destroyed the black community because it took away the people that had businesses, and they moved, and then it left a huge vacuum.
So, well, the thing is this. So, one, solution-based. Wolfpack leadership, which I put on my thing, we do business development and swim literacy. That's what we do. I have a company that's called Streamline Government Solutions, which is an IT and STEM-based company. Good. That's one. Two, there's a vacuum because they will never let us complete the circuit. Now, I have an economics degree, and this is what it is. a hospital, a bank, a main street, and you need a blue collar like HVAC, all of that stuff. They won't let us complete the circuit. And we're only 13% of the population. So understand that, right? 13%
That's what they tell us.
No. But we're 70% of the prison system. It don't matter what.
That's what they tell us. Those statistics. If you don't know anything about statistics, this last election would tell you that numbers can be altered, right?
Yep.
That's not my point. My point is that
I understand what you're saying.
If you divide that number in half, right? You divide 14 in half, you got 6%, you got 7% women, 6% men, 50% of black men have a felony. You're only working with 3% black men. We got to work with them. So we got to know who we're working with first so we can move forward. Let's know our numbers. So that means that we need to have definitely have a felony program, right? And then we got to have not waste all of our time on these kids that are crazy, but deal with the kids that are half good. You know what I mean? Because we spend a lot of resources on the kids that you got to go on the street. Get the kids that just need a push and not need to be dragged out in the street and, all of this extra stuff. And that's what I found in the system. That's why I go to CBC and all of this stuff. Those are the kids that fall because they go to school and they fail and they got the college, but the help is not there for them.
Well,
the help is for the kids that are really like, you know what I mean? The D student, but the C+ student or the B student, where we can actually save them, those are the ones that we need to work with them because they just need a push.
But
what age do you
numbers
start?
are off,
what grade do
we
you
ain't
start
70% in the prison system. We're not 70%. Those are off.
Those are very off.
Felonies, that's not true either. We see that's
How about this?
Relations like that. Those are not accurate numbers.
Oh, hey, bro, I don't know why. See, this is the problem.
If we see numbers like that, we shooting ourselves in the foot.
I pull these numbers up all day. I do it all day,
brother. Those numbers are not accurate.
Especially can't be the same with the trillions that he said we're spending. If we can have the 14th largest country in the world with the money the black people spend.
That's real fact. Those are factual numbers.
Something is not adding up.
The math is not mathing.
The math is not mathing. And look. We have to get back on target. Look. Let's get back.
Her question.
Go ahead.
Are we over police as black people? Are we over police?
Of course we are.
That's all we got. That's what I mean. You in the weeds. We talking about what's the problem? We're over police. That's our problem. See, we're witnessing.
That's a problem.
We're witnessing the problem that we have right now because I'm not here to talk about this. I'm here to talk to you about these are the problems that we have. If we're being over policed, we need to have a mechanism in place to make sure that we save this group of people, these apples, and they have an answer for these apples. You understand? That's solution-based working, and that's what I do, and that's what I'm trying to do because that's the time. Our time is our best element. What can we do with our time and be useful using our time? Because that's all we have. That's all I got to say about that.
But I think her question. No, I don't think her question was why we as black people don't support each other. That was her question.
Right. We are the number one philanthropists. I think we're the best philanthropists.
I think African Americans competition. I think it goes back to some of the discussion we had earlier. You get a Cadillac, a new house, a new car, and you dress real nice. What happens? Or people get jealous. People get upset, and unfortunately, that's a problem that we have, and we have to elevate each other. And I think I want to, in the issues with but I think that's a cultural thing that we have.
That's a cultural thing, sir. But that goes back to slavery.
Yes, there you go.
It goes back to slavery. We are still suffering from the
Hold up, though.
We're still
Look,
suffering.
How do we
man.
teach our
constructive
kids? How do
wise,
we
Turbo,
teach our?
if
How do
me
we
and you did a
teach the next
fundraiser at my house
generations
right now,
though?
we can raise $10,000 in a week. So what I'm saying is, we're not saying that we don't, because we do. Black people will give money to a good cause. So what are we really saying? Yeah, we do have haters. However, we will. You give a good cause, you give somebody something. I know right now, for any cause that we got, I can go get a white tent and I can raise 10 bands for any of y'all causes right now. So,
Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna
you
be
always
sending
gonna
you a
have somebody.
side text, so you know, just in case.
No, I'm just saying though, like
Who's
real
deals,
talk.
baby?
Like, think about it. We throw money. I'll give you a little fashion show, whatever. Think about it, how much money we blow. You know what I mean? So that's not it. I told you we're the number one philanthropists. We give the most money to all types of causes.
Yes, we may be number one in philanthropy, okay, but still again, why we don't support each other?
That's
Why am
right.
I, as a Black store owner, okay, selling the kinky hair, the earrings, or whatever, but
I'm going to
I
the Chinese people.
thank you. That's
Y'all don't want to hear. Y'all don't want to hear the real answer. Y'all don't want to hear the real answer.
You know the real answer.
No,
And that's where we got to start at home, teaching our kids, okay, to support.
Correct.
Because
and not hate.
That's right. It starts at home.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Hold on,
Your
hold on,
churches,
hold on, hold on.
your churches. Let me finish.
Hold
In your
on.
churches. Your
Y'all better
churches
raise y'all
are
little
all
girls.
over social media right today.
Y'all
Okay,
really got to start talking to these little girls. That's what needs to happen.
discussing the state of America right today. That's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to teach us, okay, from the little ones in diapers all the way to the ones at 114, whatever age. They're trying to teach that. We are in public schools trying to teach that.
That's right.
Okay? We should be at home trying to teach our kids the same thing.
Correct.
I agree.
So
And it
they
has
will
nothing
go
to do
out
with
is not in the house.
They're going to patronize, okay, the black markets. They're going to patronize the Black General Store, just like Wall Street was. That's why Wall Street was so successful, because everybody patronized those stores on that one strip.
It's because our customer service is trash.
Not all.
No.
I know my family. We own restaurants. I own restaurants. I own business. Yes, I do customer service training. It's trash.
Our
You
customer
lost my
service
way.
is not just trash, that we are just nasty to each other.
No. But what I'm
If
saying to you
the
is
white person
these
come
are
into the
problems that we
restaurant,
can fix.
if the
These
white
are
person
problems
come
that
into the
we can
restaurant,
fix.
you're not nicer to them than you are to me when I come into the restaurant, and we can have the same complaints. You
Train them
mad
right.
because I'm nagging?
I already know we ain't training them right. Those are things that we can. That's what I'm saying. We can start us. We're all professional trainers. Every last one of us. I'm telling you, this can be a side corporation, but I've done it. I'm telling y'all because I'm in the streets doing this. I got a billion side hustles, and I get consulting for restaurants. I'm Lean Six Sigma, all of that stuff. I go to these companies and do customer service training, but I'll go to these black companies, and guess what? They don't have controls in place. You know us. If somebody mess up, we put a control in place. We got a list. Everything you do in the military got a list because somebody that messed up, right? I try to tell them, put a list up. Oh no, you get a server every time you go to a black restaurant. They're just gonna remember it from here. I say, hey baby, you should get a piece of paper because it's 20 people, and as soon as you forget somebody's stuff, they're gonna put you on blast. And they do it every time I go to these restaurants. But these are things that we can start. But we didn't have any result. We just complain, but we don't have no result type based conversation. CBC was all complaining, no result oriented conversations. So I told y'all, hey, we can get paid doing this. All of us, I tell you, us six in the consultant board, we can walk in there and be the white glove team for all of these companies.
Yeah.
And I'll get the money on the side. Like, look, we about to make you great. And we can start a board. Because look, we can do it by the internet too. if you trash, we're gonna put you on board. If we come and we consult and we make you good, because if we post good about you, we sending traffic your way. That type of stuff. I'm in it. I'm trying to, but we gotta not just be saying, hey, this is bad, that is bad. We're the professionals.
Yeah, we
y'all
gotta
know
do
they
something
build
about
policy off of us.
Yeah.
That's a great segue to the next question. Colonel, did you have anything to say? Colonel Freeman?
No.
You good? Okay. All right. Next question. Thanks for everybody for all those comments and the feedback. Next question. Look, we're past the hour. We're gonna keep going. And look,
And
we
we're
got
on
this
question
flow.
what? 2.
What does
Question
leadership?
six.
You need to have a level right.
No, we're on question 4. Huh? What do you say? Huh? Oh, I didn't hear what he said. What does leadership? I said this is a segue to what you were saying. What does leadership evolution look like when merit transcends gender? And how do we accelerate this transformation across all sectors?
Who's gonna take that?
I don't think
We're all leaders in here. Who's gonna take it?
I don't think leadership has a gender role. I think back in the day, we looked at the men to be the leaders, but as time moved on, they realized that women were great leaders as well. So, hey, I think we the same across the board. So we remove that leadership gender thing and just talk about leaders.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would look like maybe a boardroom or a command center that doesn't say who fits the mold, but kind of says like who has the most talent, the most skill set, the most insight, who's most valuable. Like when we look at people with those skill sets, soft and hard, I feel like that's how leadership can evolve instead of just like, I got to fit this. This person has to be in here because we need this person to fit this mold. Like if we looked at what they brought to the table versus who they were and how they looked, maybe that's an evolution that can lead us to, the end game, what we're trying to get as a community and unity. That's just my thought.
I give an example.
Wait, hold on, Jeff. Those comments you guys just made were great. They're perfect, even in a perfect world. But guess what? We're not in a perfect world. And right now, the way things are going, they're showing us that gender supersedes merit.
That's proven with the presidential race.
Well, and
I can say this. I've been to MP school and I had a sister and all of this stuff, right? I did a lot of high speed stuff. However, I say if a guy that's 5'2", that's a cop, run up on the scene and the guy that's 6'4", that he's going to attack, that 5'2" cop would probably try to approach that guy. You know what a female cop would do? She going to use her resources.
She going to call backup. Yeah.
She going to tase him. She going to mace him. She going to call SWAT. She going to use her resources because like just testosterone can be a deficiency to a certain point. Just imagine this. You sit and you watch a movie with a woman. A woman will put that movie apart 10 times faster than you can. It happens to me all the time. They're like, hey, that person right there about to do X, Y, and Z. So I think that any leader or any person that comes up and does not have an feminine mind in the room, does not believe in winning, and is just they have an antiquated way of thinking.
But that's what we're talking about.
That's it. It's an antiquated way of thinking.
The speech the other day with
that was
at
ridiculous.
Quantico.
I'm not even going to address that. That's what I mean.
So that's what we're talking about.
Exactly.
I think the comment I have about this, I always use examples. In 1970, I think it was a football game between Alabama and USC, and Alabama they used to ban black players from being on their team. and the black players from Alabama that went to USC, and USC beat Alabama so bad.
Yeah,
that,
Mm-hmm.
that they wanted to integrate after that.
Yeah, yeah.
And just like in the Negro leagues,
Mm-hmm.
Josh Gibson and some of Satchel Paige, some of them players were so good. The Negro leagues, the baseball leagues didn't integrate because, we want to help black people. They integrated because the players were better and it was going to make them some money. So in diversity, where I'm going back, where I'm leading to this is, it was hot, but it makes, if it's going to generate money, and the women are a huge part of the population, which you would want women to want your product. That's why the NFL panders, they want women to be happy because that's money. And any person that does any work in your house, they'd be like, where's your wife at? Before you approve anything, any smart contractor, people want to do diversity and elevate when it's going to benefit them, in my opinion.
Women own the homes now.
It's not cool.
Women own the homes now.
It's not cool anymore. But it's going to be this pattern we're going to. It's going to fix itself. It's going to self-correct. I was a political science major. The nation is at a midpoint, but the pendulum swings back and forth, and it's going to swing back. But we learned something from this experience, and the political pandering that's going on, and the propaganda that's going on. It's a reason for it, and it panders to these people out here. And it was women that wouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton who had more popular votes.
Yeah.
Kamala only had 100 days to run the campaign and almost pulled it off.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if half the country is women, why is it that a woman can't get elected to president?
Oh,
because
some
women didn't vote for her, because some women said, I don't want a woman in the White House. Let's get real. Look at the demographic.
I don't agree with that.
Look at the demographic. Look at the demographic.
That's a demographic issue, because and that's cultural. That's a cultural demographic issue.
Pull up the demographic data on how many black males, white males, voted for a certain.
I think it was a black males who didn't vote for her.
It was black males and white women who didn't.
Correct.
Because I'm 92%.
But I'm saying women, if they have to, she should have won, right?
But it was the white women who didn't.
The white
and black males and the black males.
And some black males,
women and black
white women didn't vote.
Right, the white women.
There's black males.
Yeah.
And then you got Asian, Indian women, some of them. I'm not voting. So,
but I think it's a culture thing, like he said.
Y'all get your women together, okay?
It's a cultural thing.
It's a cultural thing. There's a huge demographic in this country that only believe that a male should be president. Period.
Correct.
They don't
care.
The white
man rules on. Why are we not talking about?
Whoa, Jeff, you trying to get us shadow banned, bro? Come on, Jeff. You can't use that. No, you can't use that verbiage we're here, man. I'm telling you, they're gonna shadow ban us, bro. You can't do that.
It's in Great Britain, they had a woman.
You use your phonetics, bro. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying most major, like Germany, Angela Merkel, Great Britain, Margaret Thatcher.
Right.
They've had women executives and prime ministers around the world.
Right.
So it can be done. So that's what I'm saying.
It's a cultural thing, sir. It's a cultural thing.
So, but I'm a segue to say that diversity it's not just, it's diversity because it's more revenue you can make when you have more people that can spend and buy. And the economy is built off of spending. 80% of the economy is built off of spending. Right. And the chairman of the Federal Reserve said, black unemployment dropping, black spending drops, it hurts the country because we spend money.
We're just spending.
One month, 2 months ago, You just mentioned something I want to add. 2 months ago, 300,000 African American women lost their job.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
That's
Really?
a whole city. That's my whole hometown, Buffalo, New York.
Oh, let me continue. Yesterday, and the furloughs and the layoffs have been going on ever since. Yesterday, there was 100,000 federal workers that resigned.
Resign?
Oh, no, they were furloughed.
Oh yeah,
Resign. Yes.
What?
Yes.
They had to, or they were told to, or they just
volunteered.
Like a protest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And guess what? Guess what a percentage of federal government employees in Washington, D.C. Are African American?
What percent?
42%.
Yeah.
So when you attack the bureaucracy or the government workers in the D.C. area, you're disproportionately impacting African American. The Prince George's County, which is how many of y'all live in Prince George's County? Raise your hand right now.
Yeah.
You got about 1/3 of the people. That you are the power mecca. I keep going back to that. That county was built off of government workers, which is a large population. So when you start taking out those government workers, you're now hurting a demographic of people that's what it was built off of. So
deliberate. But there's a flip side to that. There's a flip side. Yes, we're getting laid off the most. Yes, we're part of the government and there's a shutdown. But you know what we do as a people? We're the most resilient people.
Yep.
We create businesses. We create opportunities. There's always a flip side, right? That you have the dark and you have the light. Right now, this is a time of opportunity. Yes, you see, and I spoke about this on my Motivation Mondays episode. You have dark and gloom over here, but at the same time, running simultaneously, you have joy and sunshine. Why? Because yes, people are losing their jobs, but people are creating jobs because they're creating opportunities. They're creating businesses. They're getting out there and figuring out what the community needs. So it's happening simultaneously. We don't see the effects of it right now, but in 10 years, I guarantee you will. I guarantee it.
Well, you met April Richardson, right? You went to her cafe in DC, Northwest DC.
Yeah. Absolutely.
DC potato cakes, personal friend of mine.
Yep.
She owns her cakes are in Starbucks, Wegmans, all over the country, and it's a sister out of Baltimore. And she cool when she throws entrepreneur events at her home in Prince George's County.
Yeah, she does really well.
And so COVID cakes. I mean, you absolutely correct. And I went to some of her meetings with the entrepreneur groups, and when I saw all the different businesses that were formed, and like you said, so I want to say this comment: entrepreneurship and business. I bank at a black bank called Harbor Bank. There's only 40 black banks in the whole United States.
Yeah,
and I make sure I put my money in that little bank. And Wells Fargo is right next door, but I make sure I put my money in that bank. Right? Because we have to support our own institutions. But business development, like you doing Turbo, you setting this business up, that's how we're going to get out of this. We learned we had to create our own job. I created a transportation company, Top Block One Transportation, because I had to figure out how to make additional income to pay for that private school, Howard University and Morgan University.
Absolutely.
So I ride people around. I do private service and ride people around so that I can help pay for that, right? But I had to innovate that from getting a colonel to a cab driver because I had to innovate. How am I going to innovate? So you're absolutely right. And I'm going to leave that point. We got to stick to entrepreneurship. That's the big freedom we have is business development. I have a good friend of mine who owns a cleaning company. She cleans businesses and homes as a part-time job. And she generates revenue because which you generate yourself because you ain't going to be guaranteed to have a job. Right. And right now with the uncertainty, lot of people at home and losing their jobs. But so you better create a darn job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's all we can do. And that's what we've always done. And I think
the entrepreneur Negro.
And if we as a people help each other, like you went out there, you created that business, you're an entrepreneur, but you got to reach back and help somebody, or those 300,000 that just lost their job, and teach them the ropes in which you took to get to where you're going. That's where we fail each other as a people. That's where that crabs in the barrel syndrome comes from. I'm not going to let Malik get out because I need to get out. But no, we have to stop that, and we have to say, no, Dwight's getting out, and Dwight's going to say, okay, it's time for me to help John out. I'm going to reach back and help John, and I'm going to bring John forward. And Dwight, what he's doing on a larger scale, a geographical scale, that's exactly what he's doing, because he's giving the population, the ones who are listening, the ones who are taking it all in, he's giving them the tools, he's giving them the resources, where to go, how to get it done. Okay, JB on his side, he's trying to teach people how to get land, how to bring each other in. That's what we're failing each other at. And when we stop that, you know what? You can't touch us as a people.
Right.
Well, Colonel White,
we are resilient. You put me
in the room when I was Lieutenant Freeman. You put me in your office. You was big colonel. Everybody knew not to play with you. And you took and sat in there for 3 hours and went over my op order, and you went over everything. I never forgot that. And I became one of the baddest op order writers ever.
Wow.
And I never got to thank you for that. But
that's reaching back. That's reaching back.
That's what you was about. And I always told you, I used to watch you in them briefings, and I was like, man. And you would just, so you provided that leadership, and you inspired all the people I taught behind me off of what I learned from you. I taught numerous logisticians are still in that building. Off of what you taught us. So it goes back to the leadership, mentorship, coach, guidance, teach and educate, reach back. And that's what Colin Powell was saying before he passed. He said we got to reach back. So
I think that everything that you guys are saying is amazing. I think to bring it back to like the ordinary people, because we are not ordinary people. Like nobody in this, we are not ordinary people. How do we reach the ordinary person? Because of the structural inequalities, because of the lack of access to resources, because of the lack of access to knowledge, because of all of this. Speaking of being, when I was in the Army, I went back to these high schools and I mentored them in poetry, but also in life. Like, what are you going to do after high school? That kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
I think that all of these businesses, these concepts and these, thought processes, if you all have them, like the links to where's the information, like I would encourage you to drop them in the chat so that people who look back at this can say, oh, they talking that ish, like that good-ish, but also they can back it up, because this is where you can go to get information on land, or this is where you can go to get entrepreneurial
create a product.
because we don't have, a lot of people do not have access to generational wealth. A lot of people do not have access to how do I start up? Because that money that they have left over from the government shutting down, like they're holding on tight to it. So like, how do we get them to see beyond their zip code? And I'm eager to offer information, and I'm eager to look at the links that you guys put in the chat so I can share it.
Y'all can actually type in the chat and put links in there if you want. You just type in the private chat. You can do that.
Yeah.
Not in the private chat.
I think Turbo, we got a follow-up meeting. We said that
absolutely. No, this is the first of many to go. Are y'all ready to close out, or we can continue? How do y'all want to carry it?
I think I'm getting sweet.
Don't give me silence now.
I think we need to do a part 2.
If I make the decision, we're gonna keep going.
I think we just make sure we do a part 2 to follow up on the good senior NCO
Okay.
said. She made a good point. Like, where do we help
Absolutely.
all this information?
I'll say that we need to create a product, and
Yeah.
like I said, I got the space and I got the time for it. We could do a meeting, we could do a bonfire, woo howl at my house. We do a meet and greet or whatever.
I'm down.
And y'all invite each one, bring like 2 or 3 people. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
down.
And I'm telling you, like we can get this done because I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they did it back in the
day.
day. The revolution would
That's
not be
hey,
televised, you know?
You gotta have a space.
That's how, yeah.
You gotta have a
That's
space.
what April Richardson does. An entrepreneur own your shit. event.
Exactly.
And everybody coming there with business cards, and they get to present about their business.
Right.
And it's a networking event, and all the different entrepreneurs coming there together, and ain't nobody judging nobody. Everybody
Correct.
shares information.
Right.
Everybody get a few minutes to talk about what they do. Just like we did that night, Turbo at the cafe, right? That was a networking art jazz night we did.
See that? Hey,
So
put it
we
like
can
this.
we can do it.
Position. If y'all seen the new Fresh Prince, I want to be Uncle Phil. With the backyard.
I need to check it out. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
All right, so we're gonna close out, right? So thanks to everyone. All right, thanks to everyone. And thank you for coming on board. I greatly appreciate it. We will have a part 2 to this.
Yeah.
And just after I close out, don't go anywhere. So we can plan for the next meeting, the next panel. And
I put my organizational links in the chat too, just let y'all know.
Okay, and Jeff, I got to talk to you too, man, because I got an IT company and I'm SDVOB and VOB certified.
I already know all that. I know.
Okay, all right. So look, what I've learned from tonight, right? For what I've learned from tonight, these are my closing notes. What I learned from tonight is that unity doesn't mean uniformity. I learned that ordinary people creating extraordinary solutions is what actually sustains us when institutions fail. I learned that leadership evolution can be messy and uncomfortable, but necessary. I learned that words can be weapons or they can be tools. We have to make the decision of which one they will be. We can choose. I learned that silence can be an act of integrity or an act of cowardice. Sometimes it's both at the same time. This is the Final Boss Podcast. I am the Final Boss. This is my panel who's joined me tonight. The illustrious Colonel White, the brilliant historical genius, Colonel Freeman, the brilliant-minded, business-oriented Captain Jeff Brown, the beautiful poetress and elegant Master Sergeant Miko Reed, and the dynamic warrant officer who's a SME and above all an expert in her field, Nikki Williams. Thank you all for joining us. This has been the Final Boss Podcast. And to everyone out there, no matter where you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And this is our show. And always remember this: there's a heavy pain that comes with discipline, but the pain of regret is even heavier. I am here. This is our show. Be balanced, be equal, and be smart. And y'all have a great night. I'll see you again this Sunday for Sitting Down with the Final Boss this Sunday. And we're going to plan out this next panel. Talk to you soon.
3 seasons in, and we're just getting started. You've heard the whispers. You've felt the shift. Now it's time to face the boss. Welcome to Season 3 of the Final Boss Podcast, where every episode is a power move, every guest is a game changer, and every Tuesday, a tech takeover, and every Monday is motivational with special guest Thursdays, and Sitting Down with the Final Boss Sundays, hosted by Turbo the CEO, the architect of insight, the voice of the underground, and your guide through the glitch. Plug in, lock on. This is the Final Boss Podcast. Season 3 starts now.